all these different things. Now, I'm a fan of multiple income streams, but that's not what we're talking about here. But if you just doing you in and out of certain businesses, people won't trust you as much because your brand won't be consistent. And if you're going to brand, you think of, again, let's go back to large companies. When you think of large companies and think of big companies or companies that's been out 3, 4, 5, 6 decades, right? Or, even 10, 15 years. When you think of them, you think of a certain thing about them. It may be a soft drink. It may be maybe food. It may be groceries. It may be certain automobiles, vehicles, whatever. If someone said that name, you would think about that. They don't even have to tell you what they sell. So if someone said the name of a certain auto dealer or auto, for instance, they call out this auto called the fast car, right? We're just gonna call it that, right? Every time they say fast car, they don't even have to tell you what type of car they make, because this company ABC or fast car, you know that they make this type of car, the red, blue, and green car, because you associate what they have and who they are. It matches, and that's what has to happen with you and your business. If it doesn't match, could you imagine a car company always showing you something on washing detergent? You'd be like, I don't get it, right? They're a car company. Why they always showing me detergent? Every time they put something out, it's a detergent. You're like, what does that have to do with their car? What does that have to do? It has nothing to do with their car. But what would happen is that you won't even give them a lot of credence or faith or credit, because you know that they're not really consistent with their branding. Here they are, a car company, but they're talking about detergent, and you don't know how that matches. So you don't even know if you're going to refer them for the detergent or refer them for the car, because it's not consistent. So with branding, you must realize it must be consistent. And the best way to get your brand consistent is to have a mission statement. That's the best way to get your brand consistent. And usually people that don't have consistent brands, usually they so busy running around chasing money. Whatever's paying the most money, whatever comes in they face right now, they can give them $5. They're going that way, right? Because they just chasing dollar bills. Nothing wrong. We all need money. I'm in business. I'm in my businesses. That's one of the reasons why they're businesses of mine, because they need to make sure that I get paid from them, right? Same thing with your business. So it's nothing wrong with earning money from your business. The problem is when you're not consistent with your brand, with your business, what happens is it's going to be hard for you to earn money because people won't trust you. Now, see, your friends won't tell you that, see, because we put things on social media platforms. We put things out there because keep in mind, we control the narrative. I control my own narrative. You control your own narrative. But then we'll put things out there that's not consistent with our brand. And then see, because our friends are hit because they're trying to encourage us, right? Like. But it's not consistent, because very few of our friends are gonna say, that stuff not consistent. You talking about detergent, but you're a car dealer, right? They're not gonna tell us that. They just kind of be encouraging. A lot of times our friends just hit right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But so we don't hardly hear the truth, like, what your brand not consistent. I don't know what you do, right? We don't tell people that a lot of times because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, right? Because we feel that you can put out whatever you want to, which is true. But if you want to actually do well in your business and want to build a business that's substantial and profitable to yourself, you must realize I control the narrative. I control the story that I put out about me or my business or my products or my services. I do that. Well, since I do that, then that means that I'm in total control of that. So that means that I need to just show things that I sell. I need to talk about things that I show. And what I show, I must sell. What I talk about, I must sell. If I don't sell what I'm talking about, then I need to stop talking about it. Right? And if I don't sell what I'm showing, that means I need to stop showing it. Those are the things we need to do if we want to brand successfully. So I just made the statement that you have to have a mission statement. So something that you have to do, and every time you talk about it, now a lot of times when people have what is called a pitch for their business, really is nothing more than a little bit longer than a mission statement, right? Which is fine because they're saying it in 30 seconds. But a mission statement is really that short. Your mission statement could be, helping families eat well, right? Your mission statement could be with clothing, helping people dress professionally, right? Helping on a limited budget, right? That may be your mission statement, to help children read better, right? Maybe you got a service like that. Whatever it is your mission statement may happen to be, that's what it is. But then that's what you have to stay on. So when you talk about your business, then that's what you stay on. For instance, one of my mission statements for several of my business, kind of blanket, because I got several businesses connected to it. However, but one of my mission statement is helping people be better and do better, right? So with my book business, so to speak, it's all about helping people be better and do better. But with my media business, which is this show, it's about helping people be better and do better. So if you've watched me for any length of time and seen any of my shows, all my shows are educational, right? To help people be better and do better. You don't really hear me talking about anything else but, improving in business or improving in self-help in a lot of my shows, right? You hear me saying things like that. I'm going to encourage you to buy books, right? One reason why I show books, so I talk about books because I sell books that I show and I sell books that I talk about, right? Now, some of my other businesses, I do some things differently, right? Because it's a different market and everything like that. We'll talk more about that as the series progresses, right? But you must realize that you have to do the things consistently. So a lot of my brands in my business is one of the first things I have to do to keep me on track, and it's helped me over a few decades, is to make sure that I have a mission statement for my business and make sure when I'm dealing with my business that I keep reading that mission statement to myself, right? And then when I'm speaking to people about my mission statement, I'm actually saying that to them. Now, they may not know that's my mission statement, right? I don't say, hey, here's my mission statement, Mr. and Mrs. My mission statement is this, right? I don't say it like that, but when we speak about it, I may say my mission statement, and I say it to them often enough when I talk to them that then they realize, yeah, that's the guy that, helped people write books, or that's the guy that wrote the book on this, right? Because I write books on certain topics. Well, that's the same thing that has to happen with you. What is your mission statement? What is your mission statement? And when you realize what your mission statement may happen to be, then you must understand that you must keep saying it over and over again. And the person that's going to hear your mission statement the most is you. You're going to hear your mission statement the most. You're going to see your mission statement the most. You're going to read your mission statement more often than anybody else, right? So since that's the case, then you're going to actually have to realize that it can't be about money first. So you must realize M comes before M. And what do I mean by that? Money is part of the business, right? But you must realize your mission statement comes before money. Don't ever put money before the mission statement, because this is why people are all over the place, because they put money in front of the mission statement, and then we don't know why your business is in business. And this is why people say, I just think they're trying to get money from me. I just think they want money from me, right? Because you put money in front of the mission statement. So now subconsciously you act accordingly, and people pick it up. And we call it stuff like energy and all that stuff. And people got different names for it. But you pick it up and say, all they trying to do, the reason why they keep calling me about that insurance, they're not really concerned about me taking care of my family and everything. They just trying to make a commission before the end of the month, right? Because you're coming off as the money is more important than the mission. When you realize the mission is more important than the money, because what happens is money will follow a mission. Usually missions don't follow money. Money follows mission. So what is your mission? Again, why is your business in business? This is a question that you must ask yourself and answer before you go any further in business, because that's going to help your business bloom or blossom. The better you get at that, then the better you're going to get at displaying your mission on certain things. You're going to display your mission on in certain environments when you talk to certain people. Now, when you talk about branding can be used in any business. It can be used for anything. It can be used for a nonprofit business or a non-for-profit organization, I should say. It can be used for a school or a university. It can be used for a church. It can be used for an organization, a fraternity, a sorority. It can be used. Branding is used in everything. What is the brand, right? In other words, what's the mission? What's the purpose of the business? What's the purpose of the organization? What's the purpose of the actual church? What's the purpose of the fraternity, the sorority, the not-for-profit? What's the purpose of it? Until the purpose is identified, then everything else is irrelevant. And once you get the purpose identified, then more things will become relevant to more people. Now they know what your business stands for. Now, your business can't be the be-all for everybody. Just can't be that, right? You can be the be-all for a certain group of people, but it can't be the be-all for everyone, because here's the reality. In business, and you might be familiar with this, and if you're not, then it's good. It's good you get familiar with it. Every person, even though your favorite station is IntellectualRadio.com, right? However, everyone has their own favorite station that they listen to as radio, television, right? And it's called WIIFM. And that radio station, television station, whatever it might be, is what's in it for me. So when you are actually branding, people are looking at it as what's in it for me. Now you may say that's selfish, but if I'm a customer, that's why I'm looking at that grocery store. Why do I want to go to that grocery store compared to that grocery store? Because I'm looking at it as what's in it for me. Why do I want to buy a car from that car dealership instead of that car dealership? Because I'm looking at it as what's in it for me. Now, so you must understand that when you brand, that whatever it is, your not-for-profit organization, your community organization, your school, your university, what's in it for me, the person that you want to spend money with you? You have to answer that. And that's what your mission would help you do. Your mission would help you answer the question, what's in it for me? I mean, not you personally, but for the customer. Now, see, if you don't have a mission statement, you don't know what it is for me. Now you're going to just chase money. And that's going to be all about the money. And again, I know money is important. I need money just like you need money, right? We all need money, right? Money is important, especially if you're in business, because you got to fund everything. However, it can't be money first, then mission second. And if money becomes before the mission, that means the mission is weak. When the mission comes before the money, that means the mission is strong. And keep in mind, money will follow missions, but missions don't usually follow money. So that means you got to have a mission for your business. You got to have a purpose for your business. You got to know what the reason your business is in business. Who are you there to serve? What is your business there representing? Now, I talked about that you have to be remembered because here's something for you. Every person that see your business or meet you, they're not always ready for you right now, right? Sometimes, people don't go to bed, wake up and hoping they meet you, right? They may say, yeah, I need things in life, but they need a whole lot of stuff in life. So when they meet you or see you or hear you, you just may have waken them up, but they may not have the money right now to actually purchase anything from you right now, which is okay, right? It's just okay. But if you don't brand successfully and you confuse them with the brand, when they do get $100 to actually buy something from your store, then they don't know what to buy from your store because you so confusing with your brand, because one time they send you selling this and now you're selling that, and it's not even related to the store that you own. So you have to be careful because the narrative, someone, and you got to keep this in mind, someone is always looking at you all the time, especially with the social medias and all the platforms, right? See, you can look at people, they don't know you're looking at them, right? You can tell I'm looking at you, but people don't know you're looking at them. Well, if you just thought about it, that someone is always watching me, right? Especially when I put myself out there, because I control my own narrative. I control my own story. I control what I present to the public. You and I both, we control that, right? So that means if I control what I present to the public, somebody is always looking at what I'm presenting to the public. Now, I need to ask myself every day or every time I present something to the public, I need to ask myself, is this helping my brand or is this hurting my brand? Could what I'm doing today that I'm putting out to the public, my narrative that I'm putting out to the public, would this help my brand today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year? If the answer is no, then guess what? I should not put that out to the public if it's not going to help my brand. Because if it don't help my brand, that means it can't help my pockets, right? Because I just told you, money follows the mission. So my brand is my mission, right? My purpose. If I'm not putting that out there and it's hurting my mission, then it's hurting my bank account, right? So we don't want nothing to hurt our bank account. Why would you do something to hurt your bank account? Because you said you need money, you're in business, right? So that means that you have to actually project yourself differently than a person that doesn't have a business. So here's a little story for an example, right? You got these two twins, these two twin guys, right, brothers. And one of the twins brothers has a business and another one doesn't have a business, okay? But they're twins. They look the same, but they don't do everything the same. So here's something for you. Now, the twin that does not have a business, they put everything out. Because, a person that doesn't have a business can do the same thing you do. They control their narrative too, right? They can put whatever stories they want out there about them too. So the one that doesn't have a business is always putting out anything they want to. They said it's hot outside, cold outside, my foot hurt, looking at my hair grew longer, I don't have no hair, whatever. Right? They can put anything they want out there and people see it, right? But it doesn't really hurt their brand, so to speak, because they don't have anything to sell anyway. So they just out there telling you that their foot hurt, that their hair grew, their nose got fatter, whatever, right? Whatever they tell you. Now, then the other twin brother, right? He has a business. But this is what he's decided to do. He's going to do what his other twin brother that doesn't have a business, he's going to do the exact same thing he's doing. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that will help his business or hurt his business if all he's doing is talking about, hey, my foot hurt, it's hot outside, it's cold outside, my hair not growing, my hair got grown, my nose got fat, and all these things, right? If he's doing the same thing his twin brother's doing without a business, would that help or hurt his business? Well, the answer is obvious. It'll hurt his business. Now, his twin brother that has no business can do all that stuff. Why? They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to gain. They're just doing what they do. When you have a business, you have something to lose and something to gain with the way you brand your business. In other words, the way you project or what you put out there as your narrative in the public domain or public spaces. Well, if that's the case, if everything you put out costs you $10, right? We'll say social media, just for an example. If every time you put something out there, it costs you $10, my question is, would you put that out there? Now, when I do this with a lot of people and everything we talk, no, I wouldn't put that out. You mean you wouldn't put out there that your foot hurt? No, man, no. If it costs you $10 every time you had to put that out there, how your big toe bigger than the small toe, you wouldn't put that out there? No, man, it cost me $10. And you did that 10 times a day, that's $100 a day. No, I wouldn't do that. Oh, you mean you would talk about your insurance? Oh, you talk about your grocery store. If it costs you $10 every time you had to put something out there. Now, I know when we do social media spaces, it doesn't cost us any money, right? I understand that. However, you have to start looking at that money, because if you're doing something that's hurting your brand or hurting your business, guess what it's doing? It's costing you money. Even though you didn't pay anything to put it out there, someone is always looking at you. Someone is always looking at what you're doing. Now, it may not be a million people looking at you. Like, well, I put something out there, man. You understand? Only 2 people hit like. 2 people hit like. That does not mean 200 people didn't see it. Those are 2 different things. 2 people might have said like. You say, oh, well, only 2 people liked it. Yeah, but 200 people seen it. And the next time you put something out there about your big toe, they seen that too. And they seen it again. And you know what? Now the brand is, I remember every time I see you, I think of your big toe. Every time I think of a big toe, I think of you. And it had nothing to do with business, right? So now you have to realize a lot of us are hurting our business or hurting our brand based on what we are putting out in the public domain. And that's why I stated earlier that branding is a skill. You must understand that as a skill, and you must realize that you have to use it as a skill, because again, if it's not helping your brand, it's hurting your brand, meaning that you are representing your company the way that you brand. This is why it's important to have you a mission statement for your business, so that you can actually have in your domain, or your public domain, I should say, a reason why. People, if you brand well enough, people will actually tell your brand to their friends. We do it all the time. A company, now they may have more money than you, a larger company or whatever, they may have a little slogan or something like that, and you will say their slogan when you talking to people. If they have a 3-word slogan, a 5-word slogan, you would say whatever that slogan is to other people, and it's not even your company. So now their brand has gotten so thick, so to speak, that you're out and about talking about their brand, and you're not even wearing their t-shirts, or you're not wearing their hat or their clothes or anything like that, but you're saying their brand in your conversation. That's when you've done pretty good, right? Well, you have to do the same thing. You don't need to be a big old company, with millions of dollars spent on advertising or branding and all that stuff. You can start right where you are, but you got to realize I have 100% control over my narrative. I have 100% control over what I put out in the public space or the public domain. When I understand I have 100% control over what I put out over the public domain, then that means that I'm going to put out things, I'm going to show it and tell it, right? What I show, I can sell, and what I tell or talk about, I can sell. If it doesn't help me make a sale, or it can't help me make a sale in today or tomorrow or next month or next year or 5 years from now, then I probably don't need to have that out there, right? I probably don't need to be doing those things. Now, here's a thing you have to realize. One of the easiest ways to brand is being in business. You know why? Because in business, you have products. In business, you have services, meaning that you can keep the spotlight off you. You can always talk about a product. You can talk about the same product if you want every Friday, if you want to. If you got 5 products, you talk about this product on Monday, this one on Tuesday, this one on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? You can do something different, and you never have to really talk about you. But what ends up happening to a lot of us, since we don't know branding is a skill, we think branding is all about us, making us a celebrity. And this is when you see people get tired, see, because they feel they have to tell their whole story. Guess what? Today I woke up and I looked out the window. Okay, wonderful. You know what? Guess what? Guess what I did today? What you do? Looked out the window again. Okay, so they feel they have to have this running narrative, and they think branding is telling a story about their life. So they in business, they have to tell people, guess what? What? I put my shoes on today. Okay, wonderful, right? So but after about 30 days, 60 days, they gotten tired, right? And they said, well, it's not, I don't do that much. So they feel they have to always do something so they can have something to talk about. That works well if you don't have a business, right? Because, it's social, right? And people say, well, it's social media. You understand. Keep in mind the last word, media. It's the media, right? You are putting yourself in a mass group of people, whatever that mass is. 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000. A lot of people are looking at you. Even though a lot of people may not hit like, may not comment, they still see you. So this is why you have to be consistent with your brand from start to finish. So the first thing that you need to do, right? Money follow the mission. So the first thing you need to do is make you a mission statement about your business. Now, you may refine this mission statement as it go on, right? You may change it, right? You may start off with a mission statement, and then you might have to play with it. You might it may need to marinate, so to speak, in your mind for a while. You put it on paper. You need to see it, right? You need to be able to say it. It has to be kind of simple. This is why you don't need a mission statement 3, 4, 5 paragraphs long. It doesn't have to be that long. It can be a sentence. It can be 2 sentences. I would say don't go over 3 sentences, right? But it can be 1 or 2 sentences. It doesn't have to be that long. It can be 10 words. It can, it don't have to be, well, I got to write a whole paragraph on my mission statement with my, no. Now you're confusing, and now you got all tired and everything. You're trying to tell people you got, try to read them a whole book about what your mission statement is. No, you don't need all that. Your mission statement can be so simple. And just look, I want you to take some time and just look at some of these larger companies, right? And look at some of their mission statements. Their things are really, really small. Now, we call them slogans a lot of times and mottos and everything, but they're really simple. We're the best, where you get the cup of coffee that'll wake you up and have you ready for the day, right? Now, that's all they talk about. Hey, if you're ready for your day, drink our coffee. Ready for the day, drink my coffee. If you ever want to get ready for the day, drink our coffee, right? That's their mission statement, that we have the best coffee, the healthiest coffee that you can ever drink, and it get you ready for the day, and you don't have to worry about no side effects. So you think, yeah, that sounds good. So you know what? When you saying, I'm trying to get ready for the day, you go get the coffee saying, you know what, I got to get ready for the day. And you get coffee, you don't even know if it gets you ready for the day. But that's what their mission statement has been, or their slogan has been. And now you're saying their slogan, anytime you get tired, it'll be midnight. You say, I got to go get some of that coffee so I can get ready for the day. Because they have trained you, and they stay consistent with their branding, that we sell the best coffee to get you ready for the day, or whatever it may be. You know what? If you wear these type of clothes, it's the best clothes to wear, to make you look like $1 million, right? You wear this brand, people gonna think that you are the nicest person on the planet. So now you say, I really want to be nice, and I'm gonna put on this type of sweater because it makes, it's a nice sweater. Now, you don't know, you could be nice without the sweater, but they have you associated with their sweater and nice, they go together. And now you think you nicer because you're wearing that sweater, right? Or wearing that brand of clothing. This is why your brand is so important, because this is what people end up taking from you as time go on. So you want to be consistent with your brand. You don't want to be inconsistent with your brand. Now, if you have more than one business, right? And we're going to talk about this a little bit as we go through the series. Then you're marketing the business to different people. I have more than one business that I market to different people. Every business I have, I don't market it to the same people. I market this one business to one group of people. It's no different than the books that I have. I've written several different books. Well, I market one book to a totally different group of people than I market to another group of people. That's part of branding. So I give you an example. Years ago, when I think at the time I was about, I don't know, 10, 11 books that I written. And books aren't the only thing I do, right? Books are something else that I do. And this guy met me. He was referred to me by somebody because somebody said, "Man, if you want to write a book, man, you need to come to that guy." Now, I think I met the person that referred me maybe once, maybe. I think I spoke with him on the phone. I think they were referred to me by somebody else. And so this guy, we talked a couple of times. So he wanted to write a book. So he always called me Dr. Book. That was what he called me, right? Dr. Book. Now I said, first time he called me, I said, "No, that's my last name. I told him my name, Dr. Gantt, He said, "No." So he said, "No, to me, your name, Dr. Book, because you wrote so many books, you're Dr. Book." Every time this guy went out and talked about me, he talked about this guy called Dr. Book. Now, in one part of my business, I branded myself and still consistently do. I brand myself in the book business. That, writing books, books are good, read books, write books, whatever, right? So some people just look at me as the book guy. That's what they branded me as the book guy. But some people look at me as the self-esteem guy. Some people look at me as the business guy, right? Because I branded myself in different avenues in those spaces. I wrote a book called What's Next After High School. Some high school counselors and teachers and everything, they only know me as the high school guy. Even though I wrote a whole lot of books that has nothing to do with high school. But they know me as the high school guy. Oh, call that guy up. We got high school students. Oh, call him up. Yeah, call that guy up. Even though the majority of things I talk to is to adults. I just happen to write a book for high school students. But once I understood how to brand, I started branding myself in a different way to different people. Well, even though those things are different, I'm not the high school guy for everybody, right? Like right now, I am the educator here on IntellectualRadio.com on the shows that I have here, right? So I'm an educator teaching you things that that books that I wrote on. Now, my books are part of my brand here talking to you. However, the focus is teaching you how to do something. However, here's the book that I'm teaching from. So they kind of go together, right? So some people just know me as the radio guy, right? Because they just know me as doing the radio show here on IntellectualRadio.com. And that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that because they don't know me in the other businesses that I have because I brand myself in another business. I do branding, but I brand something else for someone else. So the same thing that you got to do. But I have a mission statement for my quote unquote media business doing my show. This is my media business. That's a little bit different than my book business. That's a little bit different than my publishing business. That's a little bit different than my coaching business and other businesses that I have. Those things are different from me, but they all have mission statements that go along with them. For me, I cannot start a business and start working on a business until I can solidify the mission statement for myself. Because I need to know what I'm projecting out into the public domain. And that's what helped me. And that it can help you too. And it helps me stay consistent on my brand because I don't need to be talking about everything. Right. I know some other stuff besides books now. Right. But I can't be talking about everything that I know. I mean, I got religious beliefs and political beliefs and all these different things just like everybody else. But I can't talk about all that because I don't sell politics. That's why I don't talk about it. Right. Now, my friends and the people that I know, we may talk about politics. I don't sell religion or spiritual beliefs. That's why you don't hear me talk about it. I sell other stuff. And that's what I sell is what I tell. What I sell is what I show. And that's the same thing that you're going to have to do with your business as well. So let's do a recap because my time is about up. So keep this in mind that in branding your business, you got to realize that you're making a statement with your business. And when you're making a statement with your business, that's your brand and that's your mission. And your mission statement is your purpose or why your business is in business. Not why you're in business, but why your business is in business. Keep in mind, money follows mission. Missions don't follow money. So you have to come up with the mission or the purpose of why your business is in business. And trust me, the money will follow, right? Because you have to put that out first. Don't try to put money in front of the mission because the mission may get diluted and then the mission would eventually evaporate. And then now it's all about money only. So you want to put the mission in front of the money so money can follow the mission. And that's what you're trying to brand to the people that are actually going to participate or partake in the business that you have. Also realize that people have this to their own station, right? Their favorite station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? So when your mission statement should not really be about you. Your mission statement should be about what's in it for the people that purchase products or services from your business or from your company. Once you do things like that, then now you're that's the anchor, the foundation in your branding, so that you can brand better and so you can brand more consistent. Because keep in mind, someone is always looking at you all the time, even though they may not say "I see you." Keep in mind, people see you and they're looking at you. And one thing that people are rooting for you to do when you have a business is to stay consistent and stay on message with your business. And that's one of the things that branding would help you do. So with that, I'm going to close. And like I would say, that keep in mind that great business people aren't born great. Great business people are made great by having great business skills. And I'll see you next time.